Hey everybody, it's Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. I just thought I'd do a little supplement, we'll say, to the last video that I'd put out about this T-Deck right here. It's a LoRa communication device. LoRa standing for long range, and yeah, it's kind of a nice little radio thing. I'm still learning about it, but I don't know too much about all the settings yet, and I'm still trying to figure out how to really use it to its fullest potential. But I was going through this unit here, and I was checking things out, and I was doing a little bit of settings changes and things like that, and I happened upon this. Now, if you go over here using this GUI that's on here, you can see it's been up for about an hour and 45 minutes. No messages yet. I don't think there's anybody in this area really that has this except me. But we'll change that. I'm going to get another unit so I have two to test. But anyway, if you go into this configuration here, settings and tools, and you're reading off on username and region, modem preset, I changed it from long fast to medium slow. Just maybe I could get on some more people, that way. But device role client, channel long fast. So I don't know how that's all going to work out, if it's going to work. But I was just noticing something, and by golly, there's another little menu button right here that says tools. So I clicked that. Let's see if I can click it. Let's see. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay, there. Now we get to this other menu here. And what I noticed here is this first item, mesh detector. That looks pretty cool. Then the second one, signal scanner. I wonder what that does. Then the third one, trace route. Well, I haven't had any other successful communication, so I don't think I could use that yet. Statistics, same thing. Until you start doing some communications, you're not going to get anything, even the packet log. But just for, yucks and giggles, I pushed this first one up here. Yeah, the screen keeps timing out on me here. Let's see here. There we go. This is the mesh detector in action. Oh, you gotta hold it. There you go. Oh. Okay. Now I guess we're theoretically scanning for any meshes that are around or something. We're taking care of some kind of business here. Some kind of scanning procedure. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Can't find any documentation on it because this is kind of like a beta user interface, I guess. Very cool. I hope whoever's developing it goes further and works out some of the bugs. Now see, it stopped there. Now, did it find something or did it just time out? I think it just timed out. Let's see if we can press the stop button. Yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything. But if you come down here and you hit this, then it keeps on going. So I think it's just the timeout that the machine is set for that's interfering with that function. So if you turn off that timeout and reboot the machine, probably will eliminate that. But then you can stop it like that. Okay, so that's that. Whatever it does. Signal scanner. This one looks neat. SNR. Signal to noise ratio. RSSI. Relative signal strength index. I guess that's what it is. I'm no engineer, but there's one thing in the computer industry. These abbreviations. Well, the one that I thought was the most interesting was PCMCIA, and turns out that stands for people can't memorize computer industry acronyms. Yeah. Anyways, we timed out again here. Oh, so we go into this one. So now another thing I found out is if we are sitting at the home screen right here and you touch one of these, it'll automatically take you to the chat, which is kind of cool. And touch that one, takes you to your node, and then if you touch the node, it'll take you to this. And then if you pick the node right here, choose node, hit start, any of the other nodes that you would pick, I picked this one here, so that's the setting. It's at 100% because it's picking itself. So anyhow, and then you can get back out of that after that's done. And one thing I noticed about this device so far, the menuing and the screen tap functions are maybe a slight bit too sensitive. Maybe the developer could turn the sensitivity down just a bit, because when you're in the scrolling menus, sometimes it's impossible to scroll without selecting OK or cancel, because there's just not enough separation between the buttons and the actual text box. Maybe they need to decrease the size of the button slightly, or increase the size of the text box and decrease the sensitivity of the touch panel just a wee bit. That would be my recommendation. But then again, I'm no developer or computer guy, but just what I noticed so far. And then the functions that are not working so correctly, I think when you do hit the configuration button, anytime this button here, anytime that you see when it times out, that causes a problem with the system. So you'd like to be able to control that standby function, that timeout function, a little bit better, in a better way. It seems to lock up the whole system, and you can get rid of it out of that way. Just hit the button. But it seems to me that anytime that you make a change in here, the system automatically reboots. So maybe in the code, they could come up with a way to store the changes that have been made, and then ask you at the very end, trying to exit out of this menu, if you would now like to reboot, or no, continue back to the menu and make more changes. That would be making more sense than rebooting every single time you make the slightest change to the system. Then you sit here for a while and you got to reboot a few times. Every time you get your settings correct, it reboots. So that's just a little drawback that you got to live with right now with this particular version that's on here. But I think that the developers are probably fully aware of some of these drawbacks. But overall, this thing is really nice. It's like a off-grid BlackBerry kind of situation. You can set up your own channels. You can develop your own encryption keys, so you can use 256-bit encryption, I think it is, AES encryption. Don't quote me on it, but I could be wrong. But anyways, this case, in case you're wondering why it looks the way it does, it started out looking like a normal case, but some of the layers didn't really stick at the very end, and when I took it off the plate, I just pulled away some stuff, but it was still usable, and I think it looks pretty cool. So anyhow, I just decided to go with the flow, so it didn't print 100% right. Oh well, I'll do better next time, promise. Yeah, so anyways, I just thought that was kind of neat that I was finding out all this new menu stuff that's available on this version of Meshtastic software here. And actually the launcher program that I used to load this onto the SD card and run this is really nice too. Whoever developed that is really a nice thing, because you can choose what operating system. I can boot right back into the original black screen with the green lettering, Meshtastic, if I want to, just by holding down the enter key and then picking that software out of the list. Or I can boot up into this graphical user interface just by leaving it boot on its own. So it's kind of nice, and there's still things I have to work out, how to turn the Wi-Fi on and off, how to turn the Bluetooth on and off, and restart that kind of stuff. Maybe the developer could add some features to it that do those type of options. That would be great. I doubt the developer will even watch my video, but if they do, whoever it is, LilyGo TDEC developer, whatever the name of the company is. I'd be glad to help you test it out. Send me a unit and I'll tell you all about the functions of it. So far, the SD card works well with Launcher. The over-the-air update, I have not found any information on that aspect of Launcher yet. That's fascinating though, because you could literally just right from your computer, just or through your Wi-Fi, just send the files right over to this thing. You don't even have to really make a serial connection or anything like that with a cable. You can just upgrade it over the air. I guess that's what OTA stands for. Okay. Anyhow, video's getting a bit long here, but I still think this is a pretty neat little unit, and they'll work the bugs out of that user interface before too long. And in a couple days, I'll have a brand new antenna, and I can get rid of Mr. Sharpie on top there and maybe get some real signal, because I'll be able to plug this into my the antenna will be up on the side of my house out here, outside of this window right out here, and I'll be able to really get some good coverage then. I bought a decent, it's not pro or anything like that, but it's an antenna that's specially designed for the the VHF region of 915 megahertz, which is where this thing broadcasts on and where Meshtastic lives, among other places. In other countries, it's a little different. That's why it's important to set your region to US, because that sets the channel of the LoRa radio so that you'll be able to talk with other people in the US. So if you don't do that, you're not going to receive any messages. And possibly when you first start this software up and you get it running after loading it up and figuring out how to do it, you may have to press the reset button once, because first time I loaded it, it went to a blank screen and I thought it was all messed up, and I just pressed the reset button and it came right up. So yeah, I may do a video on how to do it at one point in time, how to install all that stuff. I may do it. I don't know, depending on what other kind of content I can produce. But yeah, here's a picture of the case. Didn't really turn out 100% good, but I think it's good enough to use. And you can see I modified the top a little bit. I took off all the information, person's information and designs, and kept all the good parts, but took off all the crummy parts that I didn't like. And now it's my own case. Yeah, I could probably design it like that myself and do it and modify their design. Maybe I'll do that, perhaps. Make it really my case. Anyways, thanks for watching this video here about updating the TDEC LoRa communication device, available on Amazon. No plug for them or anything like that, because I bought this with my own money. But yeah, get one. Start your own node up so you can communicate. And I think this is going to be something going forward in the future. You might want to get on it now while it's still in its infancy, before somebody else grabs up on it, and this way the price is going to go up and it's probably not going to be free anymore. So you might get in on the free side while it's still free. Nothing like that, I guess. So anyhow, appreciate you watching my video. If you're a brand new subscriber, thanks a lot for subscribing and sticking around. If you're an old subscriber, I really appreciate it. Man, you guys really mean a lot to me. You don't know how much it means. So I'm trying to get a channel going, and having your guys' support really means a lot to me. And I just want to say, from my family to yours, happy holidays, happy computing, meshing, whatever you're going to be doing. Do it wisely, and do it often. This is Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. We'll see you in the next one. Have fun.